Our top story is from Israel, where new reforms granting Israel's executive branch more power over its judiciary have created an uproar. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is facing backlash from all sides as he continues to seek his proposed reforms. Let's take a look.
Massive protests, opposition up in arms, rising inflation, and amidst all this, a bid to implement reforms opposed by many. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has clearly invited trouble. In the latest, the newly formed right-wing government of Israel has made it clear that it will move ahead with reforms aimed at overhauling the country's judicial system. Ever since Netanyahu came to power, constitutional changes have been a centerpiece of his government's agenda. The reforms introduced contain provisions that weaken the country's Supreme Court. They grant legislators the power to pass laws struck down by the country's apex court. The reforms also give the government greater power over the appointment of judges and further limit the independence of government legal advisors.
I am convinced that after the important and in-depth discussion in the Constitutional Committee, we will complete legislating the reforms in a way that will correct what needs correcting, will totally protect individual rights, and will restore the public's faith in the justice system that so much requires this reform.
Israel's President Isaac Herzog warned against the historic constitutional crisis caused by the agenda for reforms.
We are in the grips of a profound disagreement that is tearing our nation apart. This conflict worries me deeply, as it worries many across Israel and the Jewish diaspora.
From Israel's top legal officials to opposition leaders to citizens, dissent is widespread and unanimous in opposing the proposed measures.
We came here to fight for the democracy. And we would like to say that the current coalition in Israel would like to change the regime to make us like a dark regime in the world, and we will not accept it and will fight for this democracy.
I came here to demonstrate against the anti-democratic steps of the new governments in Israel. They are trying to destroy the democratic structure of the Israeli state. They are working against the Article of Independence that is the basis of the Israeli democracy, and are trying with their draconic rules to destroy what Ben-Gurion has started here, and this can be the start of the end of the Jewish state as we know it.
Israel's former Prime Minister and leader of the opposition, Yair Lapid, too seems to be upping the ante. He reportedly met with the chief of a labor organization, Histadrut Union, hoping to win the support of the nation's most powerful labor boss. The critics see the reforms as too interventionist in the process of lawmaking, while Netanyahu and his allies see the changes as a way to ease the process of governance and recalibrate an alleged imbalance between the country's executive and judicial arms. According to state media reports, despite the uproar, the coalition lawmakers are willing to make only small cosmetic adjustments to the laws. The political rumbles and protests come at a time when the West Asian nation is reeling under record-high inflation. West Asia Bureau, WION, World is One.